This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
How you doing, Jason Glick?
I'm doing good, John. Yourself?
Oh, not too bad. What do you got on the menu for us tonight?
All right. Well, first I want to start off by talking about Comixology Unlimited's Comixology's Unlimited program, which is basically like the all-you-can-art Netflix, a la carte Netflix style. Pay a certain fee per month, get all these comics to read.
Huh.
Now,
It's
yeah,
selected, though, right?
yes, and this is something that annoyed me when I read about it because I thought, oh wow, it's like I'd love to read like all these series. I was like, for just for $6 a month.
It's like
But
going to Hometown Buffet.
yeah, only it's like the thing is like if you imagine if you could only get like say like one piece of chicken or one prime rib.
Ah, okay.
So guess the thing. So it's basically geared towards first volumes of series. So you can read like the individual issues. You can read like the first volume or two, and it's basically designed to get you to go and read this stuff. Like shell out stuff for the stuff they shell out money for the stuff they don't have for you to read on the unlimited thing. Now, that was now it's like when I first heard about this, I thought, okay, this is kind of like a this is kind of like meh. It's like I'll sign up for the month for the 1 month free trial they're offering, and then be done with it. So I figured like, well, what do I have to read in that month? Well, I didn't really get around to a lot of image stuff. I did get around to some of Kodansha's manga though, and that like the first volumes of say of Coppelion and Space Brothers, two series which have not been graced with physical releases, and like were at least interesting enough that I'll consider picking up picking up the subsequent volumes like once a sale rolls around, because holy fuck, there's like 24 volumes of Space Brothers, even if it's kind of like the heir apparent to character driven sci-fi that Planetus started. I'm not sure like if I want to keep shelling out $8 or even $10 later on for stuff that like when there's like 24 volumes out there. Like I can hold out for a sale, but something that I had to go out and buy as soon as I read the first volume. Well, because there was also a sale and I had to act fast. Was a silent was a silent voice by Yoshitoki Oima. Now I had heard about this series see a while ago, and it's like basically in the sense that it was something that was being advertised as being good for for younger readers, basically kids who are still in high school or junior high and whatnot, because it centers on relevant matters of of bullying, social acceptance, how dealing with kids with disabilities, and I thought, okay, this sounds nice and well intentioned, but not something I'm gonna go and rush out and buy. So so when the I but like when all these good all this on positive word of mouth I filtered through my head. So when I saw that the first volume was part of the unlimited program at Comixology, I figured, well, I might as well give this a shot, see what I'm missing here. So I burned through that sucker in no time flat because, well, that first volume is something special. The rest of the series, not quite as good, but holy crap. Um, that first volume. Okay, basically, it starts out with our main character, Shoya, who's basically your standard immature. It's like immature grade school kid. So when he's kind of a daredevil, like prone to jumping off bridges for kicks, looking taking taking weird animals home, and just engaging in a never-ending fight against boredom. And so he's got two friends, one like someone who aren't quite as gung ho as he is, but he gets to go along with whatever he's doing through sheer force of personality. And kids like this, he's kind of like the big he's kind of a leader, the one who just just rush off without thinking of the consequences when he does stuff. Now, into his class one day comes a girl who is hearing impaired, Shoko. Um, Shoko, it's like she tries her best to fit in, but she but her but her impairment makes it really hard for her to do so. And then there's also a certain amount of resentment fostered among that in the class because like she causes them to lose their it's like their core their it's like their school their class choir thing because she's completely tone deaf. They have to take the time to make sure she understands the lessons. It's like things like that. And like they're kids. I mean, like like they're not gonna be like as understanding as like as you'd hope adults would be. And so like, there's this resentment fostered towards her. And it's like and Shoya, well, he kind of takes initiative in this and just thinks that hey, it's like seeing how she reacts to like teasing, like either just simple stuff like yelling at her, or other times or meaner stuff like throwing her communication notebook. It's like in the school pond. I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's like it's not. It's hard stuff to watch, like to read through at first, just because like like it makes you see how like this bullying is just like it starts off just like really simple before it just escalates and just out. It's like outright nastiness until something changes. And the brilliance of this volume is the change it does because after Shoya pushes things too far in the way that his destruction of some of Shoko's hearing aids basically racked up a huge amount of money. It's like it's like the tide of the class basically turns from bullying Shoko to bullying Shoya because hey, he's the kid who basically ruined things. Who basically he's the bad guy in this situation because he basically got the principal to come over and like tell them off for doing this stuff, and also just just like the possibility of getting the police involved in this. It's like because there's a considerable amount of money here, over $10,000. So so basically then you've got the the class basically shifting from hey, well, it was really just saying hey, it's like it's fun like to pick on the deaf girl to basically oh wait, this is bad, and oh hey, it was Shoya who was the instigator in all this. And that's when the script is flipped, and so the bully becomes the bullied. Shoya basically suffers all the torments you can imagine from this kind of thing from being tossed in the pool, tossed in the pond himself, to having stuff written on his desk, to being beaten up by his former friends for what he's done. It's really hard to take, but at the same time, you could, I mean, like you have this like complete understanding of his mindset. Just it's like how he became this bully, and it's like and just it's like and it's even though it's bad, like you still like feel for him because you can understand once he's like made completely ostracized for his like for his actions. I don't know. It's like you can't quite hate him because you understand like why he did all that stuff in the first place. So it's tough. I mean, like when he there are scenes like when he has to fake having his friends over, like in order to make sure his mom doesn't worry. It breaks your heart. And then when the story jumps ahead to his high school years, and you realize that he's not gotten over it, that he's like been tormenting himself over this over his treatment of Shoko all these years. It's like he realizes that he needs to make things right before he calls it quits. So that's where that's the first volume. And it's like it's after I read that, it's like I just thought, oh man, I gotta know what happens next. Oh wait, because it's only seven. This is a series that's only 7 volumes long, and the rest and volumes 1 through 6 were on sale because of that on Comixology. So what do? Buy the rest, buy those 6 volumes, and bought the 7th through Amazon, and burned through them. It's like in the following week. Now, like I said, this first volume is something special. What follows, basically does it's kind of a longer form take on some of the stuff I like most from Onani Master Kurosawa. Yeah, it's a weird comparison, but yeah, but bear with me here. You see, it's like what I liked about that series is that after the title character realized that like hey he needed to change and like take responsibility for his actions. It's like like we got to see that with with a silent voice. The following 6 volumes are more or less Shoya basically coming to terms with his actions as a kid and trying to make things right with Shoko. It starts off with him tracking her down at her school and apologizing, and then slowly but surely getting to know more about her. I mean, he actually took the time in the intervening years to learn sign language so he could properly express his feelings for her, and he's one of the few people in this series who actually can communicate with her directly. But there's also a number of other supporting characters that come along as Shoya tries to redeem himself, such as his quote unquote best friend, the nerdy and also bullied Tomohiro. There's the girl that was kind of like hanging around with him through most of his grade school years, Naoko, who really liked him, but things were complicated by the whole bullying of Shoko stuff. Um, like another girl, Miki, who basically went on to become the class, like his current class president. It's like, and let's see, Satoshi, who's kind of like the one character who doesn't quite work for me in the sense that he's he's kind of like a stylish boy who like think who's drawn to Shoya because of his daredevil antics, but he's not really developed all that well, and he's kind of like you get the feeling that the mangaka wanted to put a like a give like Shoya like a popular friend in order to show that he can change and that this is what you can get. But he also comes off as kind of a creeper when you learned about what one of the reasons why he wants to be it's like a teacher as well. And that's watch over the kid of some kids that he was bullied by in grade school. So he's kind of a character who doesn't quite work. You want to give the main character a popular friend, but it doesn't. But things don't quite pan out the same way you expect. And then there's also Yuzuru, who is like Shoko's it's like tomboyish little sister, and how she's always taking picture of dead things for reasons that seem that you look at this and think that's kind of creepy, but then you find out why she was doing it, and it turns out that it was all pointless because of what she wanted to impress upon her sister. Um, it's like later on, so it's a solid interesting diverse cast with all sorts of drama. It's like in their own way as well, particularly with Naoko, as she really loves Shoya, but she's unable to properly articulate this. It's like over the course of the series. It's like and it's like this. It's all it and these kids come together. It's like just yeah, yes. It's like as Shoya tries to make amends for things, and he finds out that it's really hard to like to do this, and there's also a whole lot of drama along the way as it's like as they try to make as they all get involved in this film project that Tomohiro does, because he's kind of an aspiring filmmaker, and it goes well at first until like circumstances involving it's like involving Shoko's involvement and Shoya's self hatred kind of drive things apart, provide the impetus for drama starting at the end of volume 4. It's like I was like it's. I mean, a lot of the stuff is it's good. It's a compelling read, and the characters are well sketched out. But I don't know. I guess there are some parts, especially towards the end, where I feel that the mangaka Oima feels that that in the end it's going to be love that redeems Shoya, love between him and Shoko. And it's like I thought, okay, I mean, I get this. This is this is essentially like a young adult series, and so you want to give that you need that romance in order to like really bring the drama and all. But it's like you really I think the series would have been stronger if they didn't if you didn't play that angle, if you just show that hey, it's like it is possible to just change without power of love saving all, and yeah, that would have made for a more interesting end, because I think the end does kind of affirm like any kind of romantic involvement, the kind of romantic involvement between Shoya and Shoko. I mean, like, yeah, it's like I can believe that, but at the same time, like I said, it just felt it would have been stronger if it just hadn't, gone for that, that standard, love will save us all in the end. And yeah, it's like if you're allergic to teenage drama, well, it's like there's lots and lots of angst here, but I still feel it's handled pretty well for the most part. But like I said, the first volume is, like I said, it's a difficult read, but it's like, oh man, it hits you right in the gut, and I can't imagine that after you read that first volume, there's really no way you'll probably be in the same boat as I am, that you need to know just how this story is going to end. It's like I wouldn't say that I was disappointed by the end, by how it wrapped up, but I will say that I do feel that things could have been handled better. Overall, though, it's a very worthy read, and even for me, it's like to someone who's approaching middle aged, it's a young adult message, and it's like an anti-bullying stance. Still, like I'm still ranked true, and we're affected. Oh, very recommended overall. See, John, any thoughts on your end about all this?
Very recommended overall is what you just said, and I think that that's a good recommendation for everyone. Me, I have no extra thoughts on it, although it does sound interesting. So
Yeah, only 7 volumes too, so it's a relatively short manga read.
can you still get it on sale?
No,
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah, but I will say that it's that
Worth it.
yeah, it's worth the discounted price. You can find it digitally, and I'm sure that if you want it in print, all 7 volumes are still in print as well, because it actually sold pretty well as well. The final volume made its number 2 on the manga bestseller list.
Okay. Well, cool. Do you know what you're going to talk about next time?
Next week, we are going to a different source of angst in the inexhaustible well of stories that is X-Men. The final volume of Brian Michael Bendis's X-Men run arrived in my mailbox, and I'll be talking about his entire run next time.
All right. Well, that sounds great, and we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
All right, laters.
Bye.